Once upon a time, a 10 to 12-year-old boy lived with his parents in a village. One day, after many years, the boy goes to his grandfather's village. He plays with his grandfather all the time. While playing, one day he said to his grandfather that, "Grandfather, when I grow up, I will become very successful. Can you tell me some ways to become successful?" Then his grandfather looked at him smilingly and said yes, and a he takes him to plant shop where small plants were available. From there his grandfather buys two small plants and come back home. After coming home, he plants one of those plants in a big pot and keeps it in a that pot. He keeps one plant inside a house and plants the other outside the house. Then he asked his grandson, "Which plant do you think will grow well in the future?" The child thought for a while and told his grandfather that the plant that we have planted inside the house will be able to grow well because it will be safe from every problems inside the house, and the plant that we have planted outside is at risk from many things like strong rays of the sun, storm, heavy rain, and animals. His grandfather smiled and told him that, "Let us see what happens with these two plants in the future." Then, after 4 years, the boy again goes to his grandfather's house, and after seeing his grandfather, he asked him again that, "Grandfather, last time I asked you how to be successful in life, but you did not tell me anything, but now you will have to tell me." His grandfather said to him smilingly, "Yes, but first tell us see those two plants which we had planted a few years ago." Saying this, his grandfather took him to the same place where he had kept the plant inside the house. He saw that plant had become a big plant. Then he went to the place where he had planted the other plant outside. He saw that small plant had now become a very big and huge tree. Its branches were very thick. She was strong and tall, and her shadow was falling on the whole ground. Now, the grandfather of that day boy looked at him and asked him who it was, which plant has become bigger and stronger, which plant has been more successful. The boy said, "It is the plant that we had planted outside." "But grandfather, now is this possible? How is this possible? This plant must have faced many dangerous situations and many problems, but still how did this plant become such a big tree?" His grandfather looked at him and said, "You are right. The plant that we planted outside must have solved many problems, and by dealing with those problems, it has grown so big and huge, and now it can grow as much as it wants. It can make its branches bigger, and problems like storm and heavy rain make its branches even stronger, and that is why today it has become a very huge tree, and now all these problems are small in front of it." His grandfather looked at him and said, "Son, always remember one thing: until you do not struggle in your life, until you do not go through difficulties, you cannot achieve success in your life. I will always make a comfortable choice. Then you will not be able to grow in your life as much as you can. And if you are prepared for every problem and are always ready for struggle, then achieving any goal will not be impossible for you, and then big problems will seem small to you." After hearing this, the boy took a deep breath and then he started looking towards that huge and big tree. His grandfather's words were going around in his mind. Friends, we consider problems, obstacles, difficulties, these things as enemies of our life, but these obstacles, these difficulties make us strong and more successful in our lives. And someone has said that if you are not facing problem in your life, then understand that you are on the wrong track. So friends,